Hello, welcome to my 5-day challenge, Healing the Beliefs Sabotaging Your Weight Loss. I'm Karen Barno, your host. Over the next 5 days, we're going to cover what is between you and weight loss. Now, for an overview, for a lot of people, especially women, weight is a form of protection. It's how we protect ourselves from whatever belief we have running within us. So when you look at your weight, you kind of have to look at it not as, why am I 5 pounds overweight, 10 pounds, 50, 100? It's what am I trying to protect myself from? Because those are your shadows. And that's what we're going to do a deep dive on over the next couple of days. Today, I basically want to talk to you about what shadows are, how they come about, their beginnings, all that good stuff. Excuse me. You know, the three things we're going to cover is we're going to learn how to recognize your shadows. We're going to learn how to reframe your shadows, and we're going to learn how to reclaim your confidence, your courage, your life, because shadows steal away who you are. Shadows take away who you're meant to be, so you can become the person that whomever didn't like that piece about you rejected. And that's what shadows are. Shadows are these hidden pieces of our soul. There are a lot of times it's your gift to the world that somebody around you didn't approve of. And believe it or not, shadows can be, for sure, trauma. If you've had trauma in your past, if you had a lot of verbal abuse, physical abuse, but shadows can also be the result of one comment that you heard differently than everybody else. You know, I love to tell the story about the two brothers or the two sisters. You know, the two brothers, one's in jail, the other's a lawyer. They both had a lot of trauma in their past. They both had a lot of abuse, poverty. And when you talk to the brother in jail, he says, what would you expect? Look at my life. When they talked to the lawyer that was very successful, lived in a great house, had cars, had a happy marriage, had great kids, he said, what do you expect? Look at my life. Because he was able to better heal his shadows to figure out what was running within. So it could be, and I'll use a lot of personal examples. If I use customer examples, I've had all their, clients, I've had all their permission. So don't think I'm speaking out of turn. But, in my case, because we're talking about weight loss, when I was younger, my grandma was about 5 feet tall, maybe standing on her tippy toes, and probably weighed about 300 pounds. When you hugged her, she was a hug of love. She was just one big hug. And I adored my Nana. But my mom, because she was a very brittle diabetic, hated anybody overweight. Now, she loved her mom, don't get me wrong, but she always viewed her mother as undisciplined. Forget that her mother had 9 children, I think 7 or 8 that lived. Forget all that. And that she was the sole support of the family after her husband, my papa, got hurt. Forget all that. She had a weight issue. So she looked at me once and said, you're never going to be thin like your sister. And that's how people like to compare us to other people, or like your brother, because you have the fat gene. Now I'm like, what the heck's the fat gene? But I'm young. Keep in mind, from about 0 to 7, 0 to 8 years old, you have no mental filters. Whatever little ears hear around you from 0 to 7 or 8, they take as truth, because they don't know how to erase the BS. So, that's what they always say, little ears are listening. Little ears don't know how to differentiate the truth from non-truth. So, when I hear I have the fat gene, just like my Nana, first of all, I love my Nana, so I think that's pretty cool. And second of all, I'll never be able to lose weight because I have the fat gene. So I lived with that. Now you couple the fact that I had a lot of physical and sexual trauma in my childhood. And, my weight was protecting me from so much. It was allowing me to not stand out, not stand up, a lot of things. So I had to get to the beliefs, the shadows that were holding me back. We're going to kind of go through that journey. There's different kinds of shadows. There's major shadows. Those are the big ones. Those are the ones that when you heal a major shadow, you're like, wow, you know it, because your life shifts. Your life changes in ways that you can't imagine. When I healed my fat gene, I used to weigh 233 pounds. I weigh 165 now, and I'm comfortable, but I have decided that am I comfortable or is there another shadow or which one? Anyway, I'm on a path to lose 20 more just so I feel just for health. I just want to get healthier. So I'll keep you guys up on how that, and I'll probably reveal a few more shadows, who knows? But when I released that fat gene and realized there was no such thing as a fat gene, and because my Nana was the kindest, most generous person, and if I'm heavy, I'll be kind and generous too, I realized that that also was a shadow that needed healed. When you heal these shadows, the big major ones, you will know it. Your confidence, your courage, your who you are will shift. And all of a sudden it's like you'll see the world differently in an amazing way. Now there's minor shadows and those are the smaller ones. And when you start your shadow journey, when you start healing your beliefs, the universe and internally you will throw out the minor shadows. They'll show you the minor shadows right away. Oh, you can't lose weight, Karen, because you love chocolate chip cookies, which I did. You can't lose weight because you drink beer, which I did. You can't lose weight because you're older. I think I started on this weight loss journey when I was about 59. I'm 63 now. You can't lose weight, whatever. And it was like, oh, okay, you're right, because I don't exercise. I'd go exercise. Those are minor shadows. And it's how your ego protects you. And we're going to talk a lot about the ego, because your ego's role that we were raised is your fight or flight. If you're in trouble, you're going to take off. Your ego's role is to protect you. Your ego wants to keep you in a 10 by 10 room with no doors and no windows, and for you never to change. So when you begin to start changing, you get these, that's why you get these alarm bells. No, danger, danger, don't do this. Harm's going to come to you. That's your ego. So you have to fight through your ego. So not only are you healing beliefs, you're fighting through your ego. So shadow work, as I say, is not for the faint of heart. You've got to have the courage and conviction to keep going. But I'm telling you, no lie, your life will change. I can't tell you how different my life is now than 10 years ago when I learned about shadows. 10 years ago, I was grossly overweight. I was just a lost puppy. I seriously, whatever people told me, I took it as the gospel. I ate terribly. I drank too much. I was just a train wreck because I was so lost because I didn't know who I was. And as you heal shadows, wow. So if you're here to help yourself lose weight, to get healthy, perfect place. If you're here for any other reason, perfect place. We all have a lot of shadows. When you heal one, I just healed a massive one last week. And, I'm like, yay. But I've learned though, because when I healed my first big one, the fat gene, I was like, my life is perfect. And then of course, a couple months later, the universe is going to show another shadow because that's how they do it. It's how the universe works. So stick with me on this path. It's 5 days. If you're ready, put down in the comments, I'm ready. I'm all in. I want to get going. I want to heal that part of my life, because again, weight is protection. Weight is how we hold ourselves back. When I started losing weight the first time, when I went from 233 pounds, so many people were like, well, don't you think you're hot? And a lot of people were throwing comments at me. I'm a CEO of a large association, so I'm on the stage a lot. And I was amazed at the comments people made. And in retrospect, I realized that they were not mean-spirited. It was more health, are you sure you're losing weight safely? But because I carried this fat thing, I was taking them all as, all these haters, they hate me. We're going to go through that as well. So over the next couple of days, we're going to learn, tomorrow you're going to learn how to reflect on your past life. Wednesday, we're going to learn how to do some pattern paralysis work. Thursday, we're going to do some belief shifting. And Friday, we're going to kind of just sit and chat. So if you have one area that you want to heal, say you're here for weight loss, and put in the comments, I'm here for weight loss. And I see people starting to put in the comments. That's fantastic. Put it in the comment section, I'm here for weight loss. But if you're here for something else, let me know. Just put it down in the comments. These videos will be up at 4 o'clock every day, like I said, for the next 5 days. If you have any questions, please reach out to me in the comment area, direct message me. My goal is to help 1 million women heal their lives, take control of their lives, and find their blue rose. And that's why I call this the blue rose shadow method, because the blue rose is your new beginnings. It's enchantment. It's your new beginnings. And when you lose weight, you start the path of new beginnings. And I will warn you that when you begin to lose weight, you also start having other stuff pop up, but we'll work through that as well. So stick with me over the next 5 days. If you have any questions, like I said, direct message me. Otherwise, I'll talk to you tomorrow at 4 p.m. sharp. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.